One of the first things we really kind of figured out was that the Ghorman Massacre was going to be an event that we focused on in here. And I was still very excited for it, but I started dreading it just a little bit because just based on season 1 and how they didn't pull any punches, I could tell they were really going to like go there. And they did. They did. Everyone that watched this has like related it to a different atrocity. On the one hand, it kind of just shows us the disastrous state of our world, that so many atrocities just can spring to mind that you can relate to what you're watching. But also it shows the effectiveness of how they portrayed it and how it really does hit home for so many people of different life experiences. This is a real pervasive thing that happens in our history, and we can't look away from it. That was definitely the overarching message of that arc, was don't look away.
Even though like a lot of this was written like years ago, so it's not specifically referencing things that are happening right now, it's still so universal, and it's something that repeats again and again and again and again through history. Very clear that Tony Gilroy is a student of history here, and he knows how to use it in such an effective way that it touches all of us.
How could he have known that this would hit as hard as it is in our current political climate and just the state of world affairs? And it's tragic that it is so frighteningly real. And it's crazy that, yes, this is some of my favorite Star Wars, in spite of the fact that it lost any sci-fi, like the fiction of it was kind of, that veil was lifted.
With Rebels, it's the same thing. You've got so many things that are happening politically in that show, but the fact of like the medium that it's being shown on, it kind of has like that, like, I guess like parental control sort of feel to it, a softening of what's going on. But with Andor, it's like right there. They kind of pull away, say, no, we're going to be mature enough to say, hey, this is what's happening in this world, and take parallels from
too subtle
the world.
I think if George was still around today, Andor season 2 would be the most like what he would make, I think, in terms of the technology, types of actors, just types of creation. I actually think Andor season 2 is the closest of a project that if he was to make a TV show like that is the closest to what he would make, if that makes sense.
But I do also want to acknowledge that George did tackle these themes specifically to what he was seeing in his current time, right? He was specifically talking about the Vietnam War. He was specifically talking about the Patriot Act and the Bush administration. This is stuff that he has verbally said and confirmed. We shouldn't be afraid to say, yes, this speaks to right now, and not just simply say, yes, this speaks to atrocities that took place 50 years ago. And it's like, no, this is speaking to atrocities we see now, and basically kind of shake into you just how awful this can be and just how important it can be to stand against it. So I do feel like Andor really did bring that.